Alright, so in this video we will talk about logical operators. So I took the liberty to write this down here, right? So we have a little guide. Logical operators. The cool thing about logical operators is that they go hand in hand with the relational operators. As you can see here, our logical operators are AND, which we use two AND signs here, ampersands, right? And we have OR, it's just two pipes. Okay, and not. You've seen this not before, but you've seen that in the not equal as one operator. Okay, now you know that the not can be just used by itself as a logical operator. So let me go ahead here and create a few more variables. These ones will be Boolean variables. So I said bool is old is true, Boolean is young is false. So what we're going to do now is the following. Let me go ahead comment that all out. So the way you comment a bunch all this at the same time, you say command, highlight everything, say command and /, then it will highlight everything. It will comment out everything, as you can see there. So what we're going to do here, we are going to use the AND logical operator. So we can go ahead and say if, right? If we say if is old and so two ampersands, right, is young, and of course an if statement, we have a body there. Okay, let's go and say system.out.ln. Let's say hello. Let's save this and run. See what happens. Well, turns out nothing is showing here. At least nothing is this system out print hello. We don't see it happening. That is a problem, you may say. Maybe it's a bug. Maybe it's just a system problem. Well, it's not. What happens here is the following. This just gives us a real good lesson. What's happening here tells us that the AND logical operator needs for both items that we're comparing to be true in order for it to be true, in order for the whole statement to be true. So both sides, if you will, the sides that we're comparing with each other, need to be true in order for the whole expression to return true. Meaning, if we change this one of this that was false to true and save this, let's go ahead and actually write true, save that and run, we will then see hello, because now this whole statement expression will actually return true. See? As you can see also, if you hover over, it says there condition is old and is young is always true. Well, because that's how AND works. Both of them have to be true in order for all of it to be true, which means in that case, if it's true, then we will see whatever we have inside of our statement here. Okay, let's put this back to false. So that was the AND logical operator. Okay, how do we do then OR? Well, simply we can go ahead and put, it's going to be shift and pipe sign, which is below delete key, right? There we go. So now we have the is old or is young. In this comparison here, let's see what's going to happen. Save and run, and voila. That means then is old is true, is young is false. Then we are going to see here hello. It will run. That then means, that tells us OR is the opposite of AND in so many ways, because we said earlier for AND to be true, both of them have to be true, right? But in this case, OR, for it to be true, so the whole expression to return true, only one has to be true, or both. But if one is true, the other one is false, doesn't matter. It's always going to return true. So we're saying it's either this one or that one. If this is true and this is false, then everything is true. If this is false, then everything is going to be false. Is that true? Let's put false here and save. See what's going to happen. Aha. So one has to be true in order for everything to be true. Very interesting. And we'll see how all this plays out in a statement. Now moving on, let's go ahead and look at the not logical operator. Now check this out. If I go ahead and put a not here, right real close to the variable, in this case, right? You can do like that. Well, maybe you can, but I usually put really close to the actual variable. So what's going to happen here? Let's run this. Run says hello. What would really happen? Well, what we're saying here, we know that is old is true, and we also know that is young is false. Okay? Except here we say is old or not is young. So when we have the not sign before the variable, what this does, it negates this variable. It makes the opposite of what we set it to be before. Which means now, since we're saying not is young, we are saying not is young or not false. What is the opposite? What does not false mean? Not false means true. So now, this whole expression is more of like, is old true or true? Well, it's going to be true because we said on or, when we talk about or, only one has to be true for the whole expression to be true. So in this case, since both are true, then of course, this is going to run. Now, check this out. What if we did this? Let's say and, go back to and again. So now we're saying and, remember for and, both of them have to be true in order for the result to be true, in order for the expression return true. Okay? So in this case, what do you think is going to happen? Let's save and run. Aha, it's showing hello, because now what we said is old, being true, is young, we said it's false, but now it's true because we said not false, which is true. So essentially, both of them are true. Therefore, even since we are doing an AND operation, logical operation here, it will show hello, as you can see. Pretty fun, isn't it? So in this case now, we have a few more tools or more knowledge about relational operators and logical operators to do a lot of amazing things. Because now, what we can even do, we can create multiple comparisons inside of our if statement. Because now what we can do, we can even go back and use our doubles here, our other variables here, in conjunction with our booleans to do amazing things. For instance, what if we wanted to say, okay, if this statement here, right, is old, and not is young is true, and we want to say also and first num is less than second num, we want this to say hooray, something like that, right? So now we have a fairly complicated statement here. Let's put all in parentheses, that way we don't run into issues. That's always a good idea, okay? So now we evaluating, we're saying, okay, if is old and not is young, if this is true and first num is less than second num, then we want this to happen. We want system out, hooray. Else, we want to say system, say not right. Okay, just something simple there. So now we have this fairly complicated here. So we say if this is true and this has to be true, only then will this run. Else, this will run. Let's save this and run this and see what's going to happen. Not right. Now let's go ahead and be detective and see if this is true. So we're saying is old and not young has to be true. So this is and first that we're evaluating. Okay, so what is this going to return? Well, it says here it's going to return true because true is old and this not is young, which is false, is going to be true. So this is returning true. What does this return? Well, first num is less than second. Is that true? Not true. First num is not less than second. It's actually, so now we have true and false. And we are saying true and false. What's going to happen? Well, it's going to return false. So this whole expression here, it will return false, which means this will not run. The else statement will run. Perfect. This is great. I hope you're starting to see what's going on here. This is really amazing. Now you can, chain things around and make sure you can, in fact, you can go ahead and create many other ors and ands and all of other things. And remember what I said when I first started, that the logical operators are really in connection with the relational operators here, as you can see, because we can use them to create very complicated, complex logic in our if statement expression here. Fun. So go ahead and explore this concept that we learned here. Good job, and I'll see you in the next video.